So let's just before I get into what I want to talk about. I mean, I want to talk about it, but I mostly just want to fucking rant about it because I'm fucking sick of dealing with the fucking North American Counter-Strike Go scene. I'm fucking over it. I'm done. And not just because of this, just because it's constant. C. Wallace XD, the young Corey, 8 months in a row. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the support, pal. Can we get some XDs in the chat for Corey right there? So no, I'm not dignifying that video with a watch on stream shark. People can go check it out if they want. It should be at the top of the subreddit, and I think a lot of people have already seen it. But I don't want to. I know by talking about it, I'm gonna make people go watch it, which is fine, which is whatever. But before we get there, before we talk about that, you can find it's very easy to find the video. Just go to the subreddit. You'll see. First of all, also in the subreddit, the person that posted this video, which I'll explain context. So if you're just getting here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll explain context. The person who posted the video in the subreddit mislabeled the team and the fucking map it was on. So right there, we can already look at the kind of quality of analysis that we get from the folks over at the CSGO subreddit. Not everybody, but a majority, okay? A majority of people on the CSGO subreddit wouldn't know the difference between a fucking eco and a buy round. That's just actually enough not totally true, but I'm upset, so I'm gonna be exaggerating things a lot. Don't hurt me again, Kava. Listen, I would never hurt you. Okay, have an egg salad sandwich. So we're gonna get into Game of Thrones. We're gonna play that. We'll figure out what we're gonna do after that. But what really set me off today is I was just here. Okay, what I'll do is I won't load the video up, but I'll show you how my day. I'll show you the subreddit here of what I saw. So, is it still? Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's still up there. It's still pretty high up there. So give me 1 second and show you. Okay. So I'm browsing. I'm browsing Reddit. Whatever. Just more. Wake up. You check it. You see what's there. Sometimes there's some good stuff. Sometimes there's some garbage. It's just like Reddit. It's like every day. Reddit has its pros and its cons, and I was just scrolling through the Global Offensive one just to see what there was. Always some good stuff. People compiling other people's stream clips into videos of their own. Very classic. A nice little comic. The Tech Nine's overpowered. Hugh. Infograph on how great CSGO is doing from Katowice. Great, good stuff. And then I get down to one. That said, even though I knew what it was about, even though the person that submitted it fucking totally mistitled the motherfucker. But it says, Dazed Vlog, How Shazam Lost Overpass. And that's basically the title of the video. And I was like, that's quite a title right there, especially coming from Dazed. And I know that, Dazed and Shazam have had a beef in the past. If you follow the NA CSGO scene, there's almost nobody, there's not a single player that doesn't have beef with somebody. Because in America and in the NA scene, I'm going to include Canada and whatever else, North America, we're a bunch of, I don't know what it is, but everyone's got to stick up their fucking ass. They won't play with somebody for some reason. They got beef with this. They got beef with that. They're giant assholes. They're egotistical. It doesn't really matter. The NACS Go scene is a putrid piece of fucking shit. Overall. We have a lot of talent, but we can never get that talent on a team together who is going to work together for the most part. And then we get all excited. We get these teams over there and they get knocked out in group stages. They get knocked down in the first round of playoffs. Whatever. I've accepted that the NICS Go scene, for the most part, is just very, very immature and very, very far behind, right? Very far behind of the European scene. It is. It shows in tournaments. It shows in a lot of different things. Okay, so I've learned to accept that. So I try not to get too upset about it. And yes, I do say a lot of talent. Do you know how many fucking people are in North America? There's a lot of fucking people in North America. Okay, the fact that countries like Sweden and other countries that have much smaller populations, sure, maybe they play CSGO from a younger age. They were born to play CS. What the fuck ever. We have no excuse. We have talent. There is talent in North America. There are great players in North America. The pool that we have to pull from is insane. It should be, right? But there's a lot of factors as to why we don't have a team together, right? And a lot of it, like I said, comes down to personalities and selfishness and people not wanting to play together and all this other shit. Don't give me we don't have talent in North America fucking bullshit. And if it's coming from Europeans, don't get me started on you guys who are cheating over there on fucking possibly on LAN, okay? So let's not start with that. Okay. So, this is the other thing. I get on there, I see this vlog, okay? And we all know Dazed's history here, okay? We know Dazed's history. We know that he was involved in the iBuyPower match fixing scandal along with some other people. It wasn't just him, but he was one of the ones that was basically banned from competitive CSGO along with Steel and some other players, right? We know that Dazed had beef with Shazam in the past. You know, he ostensibly he is basically he can't play professionally anymore, and he can't even really. I mean, he could do analysis on his own time, but is anybody going to hire him? You know, probably not. All this kind of stuff, right? So I go in, I click on the video. It is exactly as I thought it was, except obviously it's titled properly. It's not obviously Shazam. It wasn't Overpass. It was Inferno, and it was God. It's just it was versus VP, not fucking TSM, but whatever. False titles aside, this is the thing. Okay, the video is basically Dazed just watching Shazam's perspective, and in that game, Shazam did not play well. He made a lot of mistakes, and anybody watching the game knew that. They knew Shazam played very poorly. They knew Shazam made a lot of mistakes. He missed a lot of shots. He did a lot of questionable things. You know, if you watch the game, you observe that, okay? And not just Shazam. There were other... God, it's so... Counter-Strike is obviously, like, sure, there could be a specific play that loses you the round, but there's so many factors in Counter-Strike to point out that one single person lost you the game for this specific reason is asinine. And I won't even get into the logic of all that. There's a lot of other things that go in. And sure, there were some rounds that he probably should have won that he obviously crippled them, right? If you watch the game, you saw that. That's not the point. I'm not arguing if Shazam played poorly in that fucking match. He absolutely did, okay? What I'm talking about is I don't think I have ever in the history, and I've been in the Counter-Strike scene for a very long time. Was I ever a pro? Absolutely not. But I played a ton. I watched a ton of Counter-Strike. I've been here a long fucking time. And I can't remember, and especially with how big the scene has gotten now, I don't think I have ever seen a video, at least from that has gotten this kind of attention, that basically just is a fucking, like a revenge fucking, I'm frustrated with the situation that I'm in, let me take it out. And, you know, he has beef with Shazam. And I'm not... People are like, oh, are you a big Shazam fan? No, absolutely not. Shazam has a shady past as well. I don't think Shazam really represents himself well. There's a lot of problems. This has nothing to do with it being on anybody's fucking side. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with it. This is me just fucking calling out the problems that are this is a perfect example of the problems with the NA scene. So this video, I go in, I'm trying to be objective because I'm going to watch the whole thing. It's 10 minutes long. I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to be like, okay, what is he going to say? Because the title right now, and Netcode has a history of this too. This is on Netcode Guides, by the way, right? This is not like his personal channel, which even if it was on his personal channel, I would have a problem with it. It's on Netcode Guides. And it is literally just a dissection of every move that Shazam makes that was incorrect. And just being talked down to, I mean, talk about, like, I mean, if you listen to it, that's how Dazed is. He comes across as very, you know, because he is very knowledgeable about the game. No one's questioning. I mean, if Dazed was still playing right now, he'd be one of the top North American players, if not the top. Dazed is a very good player. This has nothing to do with this has nothing to do with, like, skill level or his knowledge of the game. It's a little something called class. It's a little something called integrity. And I don't expect those words to actually ever fucking rustle anything in the NACSGO scene. Well, they do rustle them because they don't fucking exist. It's a fucking joke. For a video like this to be made, I'm watching it. Every point that he is making, I'm like, yes, I'm watching the game. He played poorly. He did some dumb shit. They lost the map. It's a problem. But don't fucking come under the guise. MFDT Gamer, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Don't give me a video that says how Shazam lost Overpass under the guise of this is just a little bit of analysis for everybody. In case you didn't know, Shazam played really, really poorly. This is, like, that is, I would have been more respectful of this video if it said, I don't like Shazam, fuck Shazam, this is how horribly he played in this game. He lost, like, if it was more direct, I would have a little bit more respect. But this is a more, this is an even more pussy way to go about it. Because, I mean, there's no question that those two have beef. And they have in the past. You know what I mean? And this is what I said. And I just want to clarify what I said on Twitter. Because people coming at me like, I don't know what the problem is. He made some good points. And what I said is he said nothing new that anybody who didn't watch the game already knew. It was just a perfect opportunity for him to kick somebody when they're down. Does Shazam already know that he played poorly? That he made a lot of mistakes? That more than likely some of those mistakes made them, you know, lose the game? Absolutely. I mean, Shazam already knows that. And I'm not even arguing whether or not, like, you should absolutely, like, analyzing demos and pointing out mistakes that people make and stuff, that's just part of it when you want to get better at CS. That's totally fine. But don't let him fool you or anybody else in the community commenting on Reddit like, oh my god, I gotta read the top comment of the video because that really got me fucking started. And then I'm gonna get, I got a lot to go off on today. Okay, so this is basically what I said. I said, and I just want to clarify my comments so that people can understand. I said the fact that a former disgraced CS pro would make a video titled "How Shazam Lost for Cloud9" says more about him than it does Shazam, which I still stand by. I'm going to clarify these points. I said the NA CSGO pro scene is a fucking joke, and I'm making all kinds of spelling errors because I'm so fucking upset. And I said it makes me not even want to care because this is shit that goes on all the time. And then people were coming at me, and I said, please don't come at me with the, he makes good points bullshit. Of course he does. I said, Dazed knows the game. That's not the question.
Just enough meme.
Flow tree. A kickstart to fund your NA CSGO mixtape, Dazed and Confused Volume. Thank you, man. 1 through 4. And I talked about how he doesn't address anything new. Everybody knew Shazam was already a big part of the reason that they lost. And this is my point. I said this is simply a sad attempt to pile on, to embarrass someone further, to state the obvious, throwing stones in glass houses. Can I go back, Dazed, for a minute? Back to the point where you were caught, red-handed, which, by the way, you were caught. This wasn't obviously any information that you guys fucking put out there, that you guys were obviously match fixing, of course. No one came clean. This was just a fucking investigative case where you were fucking caught. And you did your little apology, I'm so sorry, I made a lot of mistakes. I hope the community can accept me again, okay? I mean, after you get into a situation like that, right? When you are that humbled, when you have basically fucked the integrity of the game, at least during that point. I mean, I think we've gotten to the point where, Valve made a very strong statement on it, and Valve was like, listen, we're not fucking tolerating it. If you fuck with the integrity of the game on the competitive level, you are banned. And I still applaud Valve for doing that. But you would think when someone got that dose of humble pie, right? Got that fucking beat down, got that fucking, called out for their behavior, that they would have some fucking, just a little bit of class, or have learned a little bit before they go in and continue to just fucking hurl stones as if they are fucking blameless little sheep. You know what I mean? And I know what you're saying. You're saying this is about his performance in the game. Because Dazed is a better player than Shazam, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't fucking matter. It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the fact that clearly Dazed has learned absolutely fucking nothing from this. Absolutely nothing. And you know what? It doesn't fucking surprise me. And also, and people being like, oh man, well, Shazam, he's the one that kind of said some of the information. Absolutely. I'm not defending Shazam's honor. This has nothing to do with this. It has to do with the fact that this kind of behavior, and Dazed, this is just one example. This is just one fucking example of Dazed being the culprit this time. But there are so many just fucking assholes in the NA CSGO community, and I'm sure in Europe and stuff like that, you guys have the same kind of thing. But it's so much more pronounced because, you know what, I would almost allow for it. If the NA CSGO scene was actually doing anything of value, if they weren't getting knocked out in the first round of groups, if they were actually winning a major somewhere or getting close, I'll take fucking third more often than not. You know what I mean? I'll take third. Give me a 4th place finish. I don't give a fuck. Don't fucking come at me with your fucking ego and these fucking former teammate fucking fights, when you haven't fucking won anything. Like, it's not even, you guys are acting like fucking divas when you have done jack fucking shit. So I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm fucking over it. I'm done. I'm done caring. Then now there are absolutely some players that I actually like in North America, but they're very few. I think I could name them on my one fucking hand of players that I think are really good and actually carry themselves in a positive way. And I'm not going to do that because maybe I would have less than 5. But it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And it's just it's a total example of why this fucking, the NA CSGO scene continues to struggle and struggle and struggle. It makes me so upset. And I want to address one more thing. So basically, I'm dropping the mic and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm done. I'm over it. The other thing I gotta say is these fucking people, and I know I shouldn't get mad about Reddit comments because God bless. We know, my favorite thing on Reddit is to see what someone's opinion is, and then well, I really think this, and then you go and look at the last couple comments, and they're flaming, and they're silver too, and whatever. Rank aside, they've been playing the game for 2 weeks, and they're an expert on why JW is not a good opper. Do you know what I mean? So I shouldn't get too mad at Reddit comments, but this is the thing. I see comments, one of the top comments on the video, I'm going to actually read it. I'm going to take this off because I don't want to fucking give the video any fucking more views than it already has had. Here we go. Okay. All right, where was it? Okay, so this is a comment from Archer. You know. And this is oh man, I'm going to go in on Archer right here. This is one of the top comments from all the fanboys over maybe at Netcode and whoever are fans of Dazed or whatever. But this is the thing, okay? This is the comment from Archer, and it says, I'm going to say what I said on Half-Life TV as well. If Dazed had never thrown the game or been caught for it, you guys would be worshipping him for saying he's such a god for analyzing this game. First of all, that's absolutely not true. People would still call the bullshit, even if Dazed had never been banned. But whatever, Archer. Let's continue. Dazed is one of the greatest North American in-game leaders that we could have had. Agreed. Agreed. Could have. Don't anymore. Don't anymore, but could have. So it's kind of great that we can see this. You salty kids. This is the part. You salty kids need to get over the fact that they threw a game for skins. And right there, that last sentence, I see that sentiment more everywhere than you would ever fucking believe. Than you would ever I see it all over Reddit. Oh my god, you guys need to get over the fact that these guys threw for skins. You guys need to get over the fact that these guys jeopardize the integrity of the competitive CSGO. You guys need to get over the fact that these guys got caught red-handed, not by their own admission. You guys need to get over the fact that they could have totally derailed the fucking momentum that CSGO had if Valve had not dealt with it in the way that they needed to deal with it. And if that is your argument, not only are one, you a fucking idiot and you have no idea what you're fucking talking about, and should honestly just fucking do me a favor and leave the community, uninstall the game, and go play something a little more up your alley. You know, I don't know. I heard fucking Animal Crossing's fucking making a resurgence, man. Maybe Candy Crush on your phone. You know, go. You know, and that no one cares about if the Candy Crush competitive community is going to get fucked on. You know what I mean? Go play that. But don't you fucking dare come here and tell me that the fact that the top players, some of our top players in North America, would throw a game, would fucking jeopardize the future of this game for some goddamn skins, and that's not a big deal, and that we should get over it, that it's whatever, that because a player is super skilled, you should just forget about whatever he did in the past that could have jeopardized this fucking game? You know what I mean? It hurts my brain on so many fucking levels. It's painful. And I'll tell you this. I'm letting myself just go off because I really try not to go off like this all the time because I feel like there's always opportunities to. And I just have to say, if that is your take, if you're one of those people who's like, you know what, fuck what they did in the past, man. They're good players, and it doesn't matter. Like, none of it matters. You know what? It's win at all cost. So you know what? Even though they did this really heinous thing that could have really fucked the game over for the not foreseeable future, we should just forgive them because you know what, man? Let's just win. I mean, let's just win. Let's just get the best players together. I mean, sure. Would I love Dazed playing an in-game leading on a fucking team like Cloud9 or whatever, or fucking or TSM or not TSM, Liquid or whatever it is, any of these teams? Absolutely, sure I would. He's a great player. He's a great mind in the game. He's also a huge dick, but that comes with the territory, right? How he handles himself. He's got a huge ego, all that stuff. But what you cannot overlook is what happened. There are certain things that you can't overlook. You can't overlook something as crucial as the integrity of your game. You can't do it. It doesn't happen. I will never I will take third, second, fourth. I will get knocked out of groups over and over and over again with players that aren't as good as Dazed or Steel or whatever. Because I'm not satisfied with just winning at all cost. And if that's what you're satisfied with, that's fine. Then we fundamentally disagree. You know what I mean? And that's fine. We will part ways here. But I will not on my watch is something like this. And I'm not saying there is no forgiveness or you ban somebody forever because of a mistake. But I mean, look at Pete Rose in baseball. He will never be in the Hall of Fame because he bet on baseball. Once again, competitive integrity of the game. Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Numbers-wise, absolutely he should be. But guess what? He's not going to be because he fucked with the integrity of the game. And at the end of the day, if you do not have the integrity of your sport, whatever it is, real sport, esport, in place, if you don't have it in place, then what's the fucking point? If people are wondering, man, these guys really aren't playing well, I wonder if they threw for skins. You know what I mean? Joe Key MP3, thank you, man. Appreciate the sub, dude. Not on my Overwatch. That's what I should have said. So, and this is the other thing. And so I'm gonna go to the next point, which is, if someone does really show true remorse, I mean, I don't know if I've ever made my mind if I'm like, man, should Dazed play again? Should Steel play? Should these players that actually did something like this you know, which was a big deal. It wasn't a small deal. It was a huge deal. Should players like this be allowed back? And what you look for is repentance. What you look for is maturity. What you look for is class. What you look for is somebody that is clearly aware of the mistakes they made and is trying to fix them. What you're not looking for is a salty motherfucker who clearly learned nothing from the situation that he put himself in. Nobody put Dazed in that position. He didn't have to throw the game for skins. No one put Steel. None of these players that did this, they didn't have to do anything. Okay? They chose to do this. And so don't I mean, God, don't, like, there is no, like, I would never even consider, after I see behavior like this, I'm like, why would I ever want you back? Why would I ever want you back? So anyway, I don't know. That's what I wanted to say about it. It's so frustrating, and it's sad, because I would love to have a North American team that I could really get behind. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying there aren't North American teams that I like, and just players that I like. Meme. Just got 2 KD to my Dota game. I'm rock hard. Apple, please, your rage is killing my boner. Listen, Gnarls, I'm sorry. I'm upset today. So it's just disheartening, and to see stuff like this. And I think we'll continue to see stuff like it. And I think it's going to be a very long time until we kind of see. Let's start the sub-trend. A lot of it comes down to basically maturity, and I think the North American CSGO scene has a long way to go. So we're gonna have to see. This kind of stuff just doesn't give me any hope. The QCD vacuum, welcome back, man. Happy 6th month, man. Thank you for that. So that's it. I don't, and I just don't understand how you can be on the side of somebody who does something like this, regardless of what your take is on Shazam, or regardless of how badly Shazam played, or regardless of things that Shazam has done in the past.
Just enough meme.
APL spit knowledge with the Pete Rose knowledge. Yeah, I mean, but it's very akin to this, you know, King? Thank you. So anyway, it was just a bummer, and it made me mad, and it's exactly what I said in my tweet. I'm gonna be taking not that I'm like super invested in the North American CS:GO scene, because I think it's gonna be a while until it matures, but it's just disappointing. I'm mad, and I'm just disappointed. You know what I mean? So anyway, we're gonna get into. I know, how long have I ranted for? Good Lord, it's been a while. I'm gonna stop now, but that's my take on it, and that's it. I just had to get it off my chest. I really was worked up. You should have seen me. I was out doing errands earlier, and after I was like in the car, I was just saying things out loud to myself. Like I was like having not a debate with myself. I was just so heated. It's weird. It's with stuff like this, man. It's stuff like this that really gets to me. You know. And don't come into the it's just a game fucking. Don't even start with that. It's more than just a game. This is a fucking career. These are millions of dollars on the line. It's not just a game. Don't get me started on that fucking rant. Ken 11324, because if you're one of those it's just a game people, you can also you're probably under the same opinion as Archer, that the competitive integrity of the game doesn't matter. You know? So, anyway. All right. I think I'm done. Again, Ken, welcome, man. Appreciate it.